Всем хай. Мы играем в Vampyr. Что ж, мы в прошлый раз немножечко подзаплутали. Прям совсем немножечко. Чуть-чуть. Чуть-чуть. Подзаплутали. О, привет. Блять, собралось хуеплетов. Вот что называется, не туда маленько вышел. Не туда зашел, не туда вышел. Так, нет, туда мне не надо. Вот туда мне надо. Говорю, ходят какие-то... Прости, господи. Что ж, ладно. Давайте. Нам сейчас надо дойти до очень богатых вампирюк. Как-то попробовать отсюда вообще по-человечески съебаться. Это будет задача, знаете ли, тоже такая неоднозначная. Уи! Хорошо, приземлились. Душевненько. Ой, здорово, мужик. Что скажешь? Ты это... повежливее будь.
How is the sanitary situation in Whitechapel?
I'm not easily scared, but crazy killers and armed patrols are lurking about. My son's right about this place.
Да неужели?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Ты решил все-таки послушать сынишку? Молодец, наконец-то. Хоть у кого-то мозги включились. Я, правда, подозреваю, что я вот сейчас зря туда пошел вообще. Что-то мне подсказывает, что хер я там пройду. Но почему бы не попробовать? Почему бы не попробовать? Нет, не туда. Не туда. Вот туда, наверное. Наверное, туда вот. Этот хер я пройду, понятно. Вот там еще что-то есть. Ага. Петреску. Занавеску. В жопу врезку. Сюда можно? Сюда можно. Вообще удивительно, я думал, нельзя. Другое дело, что я хер знает как... А, вот. Вот тут вот проходик есть небольшой. Главное, чтобы там еще был небольшой проходик, потому что что-то мне подсказывает. Что мои охуительные путешествия сейчас закончатся. Ты это... Здоровенький булы. Ну ладно. Так, здесь закрыто. Блять, кто бы сомневался? В общем, я понял. Я понял, что нам тут нормально пройти не дадут. обидненько, вообще-то. Вообще-то так-то обидненько. У меня были совершенно другие планы на этот выпуск. Вот видите, как нам приходится хитрожопо путешествовать. Ладно. Увлекательные приключения доктора Рида и его топографического кретинизма. Там кто-то хрюкает, хрумкает. В дверь долбится. Кто-то по-любому в шары долбится. Блять, это кусты, я думал, там это... Что-то странное происходит. Там просто шевелятся от ветра кусты. Ладно. Пусть будут кусты. Не сказал бы, что меня это сильно радует. Ну что, у меня сильно до хера вариантов, что ли? Ой, ща мы тебе скинем и десяток, и может даже побольше. Так. Я не уверен вообще, что я дойду. Говорится, а как пройти в библиотеку? Блять. Там всякий ебанат натрия валяется. Давайте я не буду с вами связываться. Что-то неохота. Финсбери Гейт. Блин, даже не знаю, где это. Да вы заебали, блядь. Только, блядь, разнесешь, что говно опять понаставят. Что это такое? Ох ты ж гнида. Да надоел ты мне, блядь, уже. Так, сейчас я тебя засосу, блядь. Спасибо. Сучёныш. Я бы даже сказал, сукец. все веселее и веселее с каждым разом. Там по-любому закрыто, да? А я, блядь, даже и не сомневался. Я, блядь, даже и не сомневался. Ладно. Значит, пойдем сюда. Блядь. Поразвели тут. Черт знает кого. Так, не надо мне сюда было прыгать. Зачем? Чё и хер ли мне тут делать? Конечно, очень сильно увлекательно, но... Окей. Давайте вы там сами разбираться будете, а?
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Ой-ой.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Я так подозреваю, что 26-й это прям уже ближе к финальчику идет.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Так, ты у нас кто?
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
Как интересно.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman.
Ну, не знаю. Закусит тобой.
Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Ой, блин.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir.
Чё?
Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes.
Вот
I
да.
ask the same question to
какого хуя ты
everyone
тут
who
забыла?
dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote.
Ой,
for all
понятно.
women. Why should I wait to
Ты
the
ещё и
age of 30
негр.
years when men can vote at 21?
Нет, она не суфражистка, она ебанушка.
How are the locals reacting?
Вот во время эпидемии самое, блядь, оно за феминизм топит.
The West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend and a suffragette too. She was
Ага,
supposed to
лучшая
campaign
подруга.
with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in, well, she got into
Короче, научилась
this
сосать.
vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Да.
Are you a suffragette then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
Окей, чё еще?
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages at the
Oh.
West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with
Адаптировала.
her since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
Who are your
Окей.
real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see? And one day, I'll have my death to face.
Ай, дур ты дура.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Ты, блядь, ебанутая.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Окей, я тебя понял.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Ну ты горца не смотрела, что ли? Была там такая хуйня.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Окей. Так, давайте, кстати, посмотрим. Так, Дороти Крейн кончилась. Тут, кстати, еще 2 чувака каких-то есть. Тут совсем все нормально. Здесь, так, Лотти и Жизель кончились. Шон Хэмптон кончился. Так. Эдвину можно, кстати, скушать. Кстати, можно скушать Эдвину. Я вот думаю, может быть, мне действительно заняться потом вот этими вот чуваками. Так, подожди. Так, Эмили пропала. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, 7, 8, 9, так, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 человек, охереть. Так-то вообще 16 человек это немало. Так, чуть-чуть, мазафакер. Здорово, черт.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you?
Окей.
My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Так.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere.
Так.
Vampires.
Охереть.
I know what you mean.
Тут я смотрю, все про вампиров в курсе, да?
Think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
Так, окей.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Так.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Так, в смысле? Чё у вас там за приколы опять?
You need some rest.
Ладно. Мне шо Кларенс, шо Клиренс, один хрен. Так, а ты кто такой?
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
Окей. Чё расскажешь?
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Мои вкусы очень специфичны, блядь.
I must confess, I have specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals.
А я тебя сейчас угощу, сука.
Share the address.
Finding a good restaurant. Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
Окей.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad.
Кого ты мне
I'm
напоминаешь?
sure you're not exaggerating a bit. But the thrill of it?
Так.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
Так, окей.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
London's lone gourmet? What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Окей.
But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
Да, знакомо, знакомо. Гедонистом быть не просто.
Goodbye, Mr.
Так. Ага. Кларенс, Венера. Свинера.
any strangers come into your house?
Ну и дела у вас тут. Ой, приветули.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
Так.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Окей.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
Ясно.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
Окей.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
Окей. Так. Еще что?
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this
Ты
house
бы не
would not be
доебывался-то,
that
а?
empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Окей.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but What will you do once the epidemic is over?
My home is here, and I have nowhere else to go. But this house will need some improvements if I move here. Some radical changes.
That's good news. Whatever changes you have in mind, I'm sure we will find an arrangement that suits your mother also.
Окей.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan.
Да, я тебя понял. Так. Так, а где бабуля-то? Ладно. Так, а там что? Особняк Рита, 8 марта 1908 года. Дорогой Эйвери, как я уже говорил, мне, возможно, придется покинуть Англию хотя бы на несколько месяцев. Я хочу, чтобы ты как можно лучше заботился о нашем доме, пока я в отъезде. И пока мой сын не вернулся в Лондон, я увеличил твое жалование и распорядился о том, чтобы тебе выплачивали его все время, пока ты будешь работать. Ты обещал, что защитишь мою дорогую жену и приложишь все силы, чтобы служить ей. За это я от всего сердца благодарю тебя. Ты единственный, кому я полностью доверяю, нежно любящий тебя друг Обри Рид. Ну, Обри так Обри.
It's locked.
Что там за маленький ключ такой? Хера себе.
This is despicable.
You Londoners are no match for me!
Мужик, с тобой все в порядке?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful.
He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. What happened here?
I am Tadao Kimura. I was
Японец?
imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to die here.
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my gratitude, Dr. Reed, since it is the most precious thing I possess.
Окей, мужик.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura.
Так. Чистая кровь. Всем известно это выражение. Его произносили грязные рты еретиков и чужеземных варваров. Иногда мы сами его используем, но понимаем ли, что оно означает? Вампир, появившийся на свет из живота бессмертного. Отвратительная идея. Как такому существу найти свое место среди живых? Какой может быть его цель? Джентльмен, наша цель ясна. Скалон должен защищать империю и всех ее жителей. Мы защитники и пастыри, даже если иногда нам приходится жертвовать одной из овец ради собственного пропитания. Того, кто поддался желанию произвести на свет бессмертного ребенка, следует уничтожить. Закон Аскалона, лорд Редкрейв, основатель клуба. Как интересно. То есть, типа, вампирские детишки это прям говно-говно. Ну, видимо, как в этих в сумерках. Типа, хуй знает вообще, они какие-то ебанутые, непонятные. Так, ладно, короче, пойдем с маманей поговорим. И я думаю, с нас на сегодня приключений хватит. О, а вот и она.
Mother, good evening.
Jonathan, is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Так, что-то какая-то залупа.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary?
Что-то она помнит.
No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Понятно.
Do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
О, бля.
Tell me, Mother, how are you? All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time. Sad that you have left me here alone. Sad that you don't tell me when you come or go.
I'm so sorry, Mother. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was coming home. I was home. London, the Thames, and then it happened.
What happened, Johnny?
I lost my way. Somewhere between the boat and the house, my life changed completely.
You should have told me, Johnny. I would have understood. You always were a secretive little boy.
Ну да, ну да.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson? And my son-in-law? You're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
Так.
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my
Чё?
darling boy.
Все знают, что я вампир. Какого хрена?
As pale as my Mary.
Залупа какая-то.
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous? Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
Ух ты ж, блин.
Do you think Avery is right? Do you think I should take better care of you?
I don't blame you, but you abandoned me, son. A mother should not survive her children. It's unbearable to know you're not here anymore.
I know I have failed you since I returned. I even watched you bury Mary from a distance. From now on, I will protect you. You have my word.
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny. Do you think I did not notice
Какая,
how much
блядь,
you've
бабка-то
Have I
наблюдательная.
changed that much, Mother? Am I still your son?
You are still, and you'll always be. Despite your pale skin, your bloody eyes, and that echoing sadness in your voice.
На, печалька. Печалька, печалька.
Goodbye, son.
Вот в следующий раз что-нибудь еще затеем. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь. Всем пока.